Hey everyone, so recently I found a very weird character in Marvel Comics, and he is a frog with the powers of Thor. I know the concept of a frog having Thor's powers is already weird. Well, his origin is even weirder. Since he is really weird, let's talk about him today. My name is Joshua, and today we are going to talk about Throg, the Frog of Thunder. Okay, so before he was a frog, he was actually a human. A human by the name of Simon Walterson. Simon Walterson was a college football player with a bright future, but he got a very bad injury and was told that he could never play again. But shortly after, he met the love of his life and they got married. So good for him. When they both got married, they had a beginning of an awesome life. They dedicated their lives to helping people by giving to the poor. One day, though, Simon's wife died. Not knowing how his life would be without his wife, he sought out any mystic and fortune teller he could find. But none of them actually could do any magic, so yeah. But the last mystic he went to actually could do real magic. The mystic told Simon that when his wife died, she was actually pregnant. Simon was brokenhearted, and when the mystic asked for payment, Simon didn't have any money because he spent all of his money on all the other fake mystics and fortune tellers. So the mystic turned him into a frog. When Simon was turned into a frog, he found himself in Central Park, in the middle of a war between frogs and rats. He was saved by the other frogs by some rats, and they named Simon Puddle Gulp. Then, soon after, there was one brave, heroic frog that defeated almost all of the rats in the war. Simon followed this brave, heroic frog, only to find out that the brave, heroic frog was in fact Thor, the god of thunder. And Thor's goats came to pick Thor up and accidentally chipped off one of the pieces from Thor's hammer, and it fell to the ground. When Thor left, though, rats surrounded Simon, and the only defense he had was the chipped off piece of Thor's hammer. So, Puddle Gulp found himself surrounded by tons of other rats, and he had no other way to defend himself. So he picked up the sliver from Thor's hammer, lifted it up, and struck it to the ground, and when he struck it to the ground, he gained the powers of Thor and became known as Throg. And that is the origin of the mighty Throg, the god of thunder. Aside from his origin, this character doesn't appear a lot in comic books, but he was one of the leaders of the Pet Avengers. Yep, the Pet Avengers is a thing that exists. And its purpose is to, I think, collect the Infinity Stones so no other person can get it, because those things are powerful. Anyway, that's all for today. Bye, I guess.